The day I served my husband divorce papers, my mother called me a disgrace to the family name. She spat the words through the phone like venom, each syllable burning holes in what remained of my heart. That was the moment I realized blood ties can strangle you just as effectively as any rope. My name is Serenity, and this isn't a story about forgiveness. This is a story about justice served cold with a side of carefully calculated karma. "You're making a terrible mistake," Mom hissed. "Maximus has been nothing but generous to this family. He gave you everything." I stood in our marble-floored kitchen, his kitchen, really, staring at my reflection in the window. A woman I barely recognized stared back, her left cheek still slightly swollen from last week's discussion about household expenses. "He gave me bruises, Mom. He gave me anxiety attacks and empty bank accounts." "Don't you dare!" He explained about your episodes, your paranoia. "We all know you've been unstable lately." I laughed then, a hollow sound that echoed off the expensive walls. Did he explain why I found lipstick on his collar, or why our joint account is suddenly empty? "You ungrateful little—" She stopped herself, but I could hear her breathing heavily. "Your father wants to speak with you." Dad's voice came through next, calm and maddeningly reasonable. "Serenity, honey, you're choosing the hard way here. Think about what you're throwing away. Think about the family." "I am thinking about family," I whispered. "Why aren't you?" The doorbell rang. My hands shook as I opened it, finding Ellie on the doorstep. My older sister's face was set in stone, her designer handbag clutched like a shield. "You need to stop this nonsense right now," she announced, pushing past me into the foyer. "Do you have any idea what you're doing to Mom? To all of us?" "Hello to you too, sis." I closed the door softly. "Did Maximus call you?" "He didn't have to. Sarah saw you at the courthouse." Ellie's heel tapped an angry rhythm on the imported tile. "Filing divorce papers? Are you insane?" "Probably," I smiled thinly. "But not for the reasons you think. He told us everything." She stepped closer, jabbing a manicured finger at my chest. "About the money you've been hiding, the men you've been seeing, your little mental breakdowns." My phone buzzed. A text from Bailey. "Mom's crying. Fix this." "Of course he did," I said quietly. "And you all believed him. Just like that." "Because it makes sense." Ellie threw her hands up. "You've always been jealous of successful people, always playing the victim. God, I can't believe you're doing this to us." The front door opened again. Maximus strode in, his presence filling the space like a storm cloud. He looked exactly like what he was, handsome, wealthy, respected, the perfect mask. "Ah, Ellie, thank you for coming." His voice dripped concern. "Serenity's been unstable today." I watched him kiss my sister's cheek, watched her melt into his active, worried husband. 10 years of marriage crystallized into this single moment of clarity. "The papers are on the counter," I said. "Your lawyer can contact mine." "Sweetheart." He stepped toward me, all gentle authority. "Let's discuss this privately. You're not thinking clearly." "Don't." I backed away. "Don't touch me." "See?" Ellie gestured frantically. This is exactly what he was talking about, the paranoia, the accusations. My phone buzzed again. Sarah this time. "You're dead to me." I looked between them, my sister, my husband, and saw the future with perfect clarity. They'd already chosen sides. The narrative was written, and I wasn't the hero of their story. "I'll get my things," I said. "Don't bother." Maximus's mask slipped just for a second. "You'll be hearing from my lawyer about the theft accusations." I walked out with my purse, my car keys, and the clothes on my back. Behind me, I heard Ellie consoling him, heard the performance of his pain and confusion. I drove until the gas light came on, pulled into a motel parking lot, and finally let myself cry. They thought I would disappear into shame and silence. They expected me to crawl back, apologizing for my delusions. What they didn't know, what none of them suspected, was that I'd been watching, recording, gathering, every transaction, every lie, every carefully hidden skeleton in Maximus's golden closet. I wiped my eyes, opened my laptop, and created a new folder. I named it The House Maximus Built and began to type. They wanted me gone? Fine. But I'd be damned if I went quietly. Sometimes the best revenge isn't a scream, it's a whisper, years in the making that brings down empires. 10 years can change everything or nothing at all. I run my fingers across the sleek surface of my desk, admiring how the morning sun catches the awards displayed on my wall. Serenity Designs, Excellence in Interior Design reads the newest one. My clients love how I transform spaces from cold to welcoming, from chaos to calm. They don't know I learned those skills by rebuilding myself from scratch. My phone buzzes. It's Celeste. Dad's getting sloppy, she says without preamble. He thinks I don't notice, but he's been moving money around like crazy. Are you being careful? I ask, pulling up my secure email. Please, I learned from the best. She pauses. He has no idea I still talk to you. None of them do. I smile, remembering the day Maximus's teenage daughter showed up at my office 3 years ago. She'd tracked me down through my business website, armed with her father's password-protected documents and a lifetime of her own grievances. I've got copies of everything, Celeste continues, sending them now, the encrypted way, like you showed me. My laptop pings. Another piece of the puzzle clicks into place. The door chimes and Rocky walks in, carrying coffee. My boyfriend of 2 years knows exactly what I need on these morning deep dives into Maximus's world. Still at it? He asks, setting my cup down. Almost done. I gesture to my screen. 10 years of financial records don't organize themselves. You know, he says carefully, you could just turn this over to the feds now. You have enough. I shake my head. Not yet. It needs to be perfect. My phone rings again. This time it's my therapist, Dr. Marshall. Just checking in, she says when I answer. Today's a big anniversary. 10 years since the divorce, I confirm. I'm okay. Are you still planning to? Yes. I cut her off gently. But not for revenge anymore, for justice. There's a difference? I think about the years of rebuilding, the nights I spent sleeping in my car until I could afford an apartment, the clients I slowly accumulated while working 3 jobs, the careful documentation of every rumor, every whistleblower account, every financial discrepancy in Maximus's empire. Revenge burns fast, I tell her. Justice burns clean. After we hang up, I open my special folder. The house Maximus built has grown from a few desperate notes into a comprehensive dossier. Bank statements, offshore accounts, witness testimonies, photos of his mistresses and his victims. Rocky reads over my shoulder. Holy shit, is that really? Yep. I point to a particular transaction. He's been running a Ponzi scheme through his investment firm, among other things. And Celeste got you this? Some of it. I start organizing the new files. The rest came from disgruntled employees, public records, and good old-fashioned patience. My email pings again. This time it's from an anonymous account I know well, another former employee of Maximus's firm, feeding me information. You should see this, the message reads. Attached is a video file. I play it. Maximus appears, holding court in what looks like a board meeting. He's older now, grayer, but still radiating that same toxic charm. We'll restructure the Jensen account, he's saying. Move everything offshore before the audit, the usual cleanup. I save the video, add it to my evidence file. Then I open my contact list and scroll to VR. Vincenzo Ross, FBI Financial Crimes Division. Not yet, Rocky warns, reading my mind. No, I agree, but soon. I close my laptop and walk to the window. My office overlooks the same courthouse where I filed for divorce a decade ago. Sometimes I see women walking those steps, clutching papers and hope, just like I did. My phone buzzes with a text from Celeste. Dad's hosting a family dinner tonight. Your family will be there too, all of them. I can picture it perfectly. My parents, still proud to be associated with their successful son-in-law. Ellie and Sarah basking in his generosity. Bailey accepting whatever narrative keeps the peace. Let them eat cake, I text back. I return to my desk and open a fresh manila envelope. The label VR stares back at me, waiting. 10 years of evidence, of patience, of calculated documentation, all leading to this moment. You're sure? Rocky asks one more time. I think about my mother's last words to me, about Ellie's accusations, about every family dinner I wasn't invited to, every holiday I spent alone, every night I cried myself to sleep while they celebrated with my abuser. I'm sure, I say, and begin to fill the envelope. It's time they learned what justice tastes like. Breaking news flashes across my TV screen. Prominent investment firm CEO arrested in massive fraud investigation. The camera zooms in on Maximus being led out of his office in handcuffs, his perfect suit wrinkled, his famous smile nowhere to be seen. Sources say the investigation was triggered by an anonymous whistleblower, the reporter continues. Documents provided to federal authorities revealed a decade-long pattern of financial fraud. My phone starts buzzing. First, a text from Mom. Are you watching the news? Please call me. I sip my coffee, watching it go to voicemail. Rocky sits beside me on the couch. Here we go. The calls keep coming. Bailey, Sarah, Ellie, each one straight to voicemail. I've waited 10 years for this moment. I can wait a few more minutes to hear their desperate explanations. Serenity, it's Mom again. We need to talk. As a family. Please call back. Delete. Sis, it's Bailey. Look, I know things have been rough, but we're all meeting at Mom and Dad's tonight. You should come. Delete. My doorbell rings. I check the security camera. It's Sarah, mascara running down her face. Don't answer it, Rocky warns. I won't. I turn up the TV volume instead. Investigators estimate losses could exceed $50 million. Multiple high-profile clients have already come forward. Sarah's voice carries through the door. Serenity, I know you're in there. Please, we need to talk. My phone buzzes again. This time it's Ellie, her text dripping with familiar condescension. This is your chance to stop being bitter. Help us. I laugh out loud. Help them? Now they want my help? Rocky squeezes my hand. You okay? Never better. I forward Ellie's text to my evidence folder. Watch this. I dial my voicemail and put it on speaker. Serenity, honey, it's Dad. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but your mother's beside herself. Whatever happened in the past, we're still family. Call us. Sarah's still pounding on my door. Please, my savings, everything's frozen. We need to figure this out. I walk to the door but don't open it. Figure what out, Sarah? Oh, thank God. She sniffles loudly. Please let me in. I need to explain. Explain what? How you called me a liar, a gold digger? How you told me I was dead to you? That was 10 years ago. People change. Yes, I say quietly. They do. My phone rings again. This time, it's Celeste. They're panicking, she says when I answer. Dad's lawyers are saying everyone's assets might be seized. Mom's having a meltdown. Are you safe? I'm at college. Dad never put my tuition in his accounts, thank God. She pauses. They're all at your parents' house trying to figure out what to do. Sarah's still pleading through the door. Just talk to me. We can fix this. I check my watch. Investigator Ross should be serving more warrants right about now. Time to move to the next phase. Sarah, I call through the door. I'll think about it. Come back tomorrow. Promise? Promise. Her footsteps finally retreat. I turn to Rocky. Ready for phase 2? He grins. Born ready. I pick up my phone and dial Investigator Ross. Right on schedule, he answers. You should see their faces when we freeze the accounts. Any problems? None. Your documentation was perfect. 10 years of evidence. You didn't miss a thing. I hang up and check my messages again. 7 missed calls, 12 texts, 2 emails. Serenity, Mom's latest voicemail pleads. Whatever issues we've had, family helps family. That's what we do. I delete it and turn to Rocky. Family helps family? Where was that attitude 10 years ago? Want to show them the recordings from back then? Not yet. I smile, remembering every cruel word they'd thrown at me. Let them sweat first. My phone buzzes one more time. A text from Ellie. Mom's having chest pains. Hope you're happy with yourself. I forward that one to my evidence folder too. Every manipulation, every guilt trip, every desperate attempt to pull me back into their drama, it's all going in the file. You know they'll figure it out eventually, Rocky says, that you were the whistleblower. I'm counting on it. I turn off my phone and walk to my office. The manila envelope labeled VR sits empty on my desk, its contents now spreading through federal investigations like wildfire. Let them piece it together, I tell Rocky. Let them realize that while they were playing happy family with my abuser, I was documenting every lie, every scheme, every crime. The news keeps playing in the background. More arrests expected as investigation widens. I smile. The house Maximus built is falling down, and I made sure my family was inside when it collapsed. Morning sunlight streams through my kitchen window as I pour my coffee and open my laptop. Time to review yesterday's messages. I hit play on the first voicemail, recording it with screen capture software. Evidence is everything. Serenity? Mom's voice trembles. The FBI was just here. They're saying terrible things about Maximus, about the money. Please call me back. Next message. Hey sis, it's Bailey. Remember that loan I gave Maximus last year? My account's frozen. I know we haven't talked, but... Delete. My doorbell rings. Sarah again, but this time she's not alone. Ellie stands beside her, both of them looking like they haven't slept. 2 minutes, I say through the door. That's all we need. Ellie's voice has lost its usual edge. I let them in, noting how they flinch at my direct gaze. They sit on my couch like strangers, clutching their designer bags. Nice place, Sarah manages. Thanks. I decorated it myself, after I lost everything. Ellie winces. Serenity, please, we're not here to fight. No? I sit across from them. Why are you here? We need your help, Sarah blurts out. You're the only one who really knew how Maximus handled money. The FBI is asking questions. And you thought I'd help you answer them? I laugh softly. Interesting. Don't be like this, Ellie snaps, then catches herself. Sorry, we're scared. Scared? I pull out my phone, scroll through old photos. Like I was scared when Maximus threw me down the stairs, when he emptied our accounts, when he turned my whole family against me. We didn't know, Sarah starts. You didn't want to know. I show them the photo, my bruised face from 10 years ago. I tried to tell you, all of you. Remember what you said, Ellie? She looks away. I was wrong. Say it. What did you say? I said you were making it up for attention. Tears spill down her cheeks. That you were jealous of his success. My phone buzzes. A text from Celeste. Dad's lawyers are pleading for a deal. He's naming names. The FBI agent, Sarah says suddenly. He mentioned a whistleblower. Someone who'd been collecting evidence for years. I meet her gaze steadily. Did he? Understanding dawns in her eyes. Oh God, it was you? Does it matter? I stand up. You should go. Wait! Ellie grabs my arm. Please. Mom's in the hospital. Anxiety attack. Dad's about to lose his retirement. You need? I carefully remove her hand. Like I needed my family 10 years ago? Sarah starts sobbing. We're sorry. Is that what you want to hear? We're sorry. Sorry doesn't pay back 10 years of holidays alone. Sorry doesn't erase the nights I slept in my car. Sorry doesn't fix what you broke. My phone rings. Investigator Ross. I answer on speaker. Ms. Ward, we're ready for your statement whenever you're available. Ellie's face goes pale. Sarah stops crying. I'll be there this afternoon, I tell him. After I hang up, silence fills the room. My sisters stare at me like they're seeing a stranger. You're going to testify against him? Ellie whispers. No, I smile. I already did, months ago. Today's just the formal statement. Sarah stands shakily. All this time? You were building a case? I was delivering justice, the kind you all denied me. Mom will never forgive you, Ellie says, but her voice lacks conviction. Mom never forgave me for telling the truth the first time. At least this time I have proof. They leave quietly, defeated. Through my window, I watch them climb into Ellie's Mercedes, probably one of the last times they'll enjoy such luxury. My phone buzzes again, a text from Rocky. How'd it go? Exactly as expected, I reply. They wanted help hiding their involvement. And? I think about Sarah's tears, Ellie's desperation. For a moment, I feel a flicker of the sister I used to be, the one who would have done anything to help family. But that sister died the night they chose Maximus over me. And nothing, I text back. Some things can't be fixed with sorry. I open my laptop and pull up the file I've been building, not just Maximus's crimes, but every text, every voicemail, every cruel word my family threw at me, every bit of evidence showing how they enabled him, defended him, chose him. Tomorrow, I'll give my statement. I'll look Maximus in the eye and tell the truth, all of it. And my family will finally understand that karma doesn't care about blood ties. They taught me that lesson, after all. I'm just returning the favor. The federal building's lobby feels colder than I remember. Investigator Ross meets me at security, his face professionally neutral, but his eyes kind. Ready? He asks, leading me to a conference room. I've been ready for 10 years. Inside, his team has spread my evidence across the table, printouts, photos, transcripts. A decade of patience laid bare under fluorescent lights. Your documentation is incredible, Ross says, closing the door. Most whistleblowers bring us fragments. You brought us a complete narrative. I had time. I pick up a photo of Maximus at a charity gala, my family clustered around him like moths to flame. And motivation. About that. Ross sits across from me. We can offer you witness protection, new identity, new location. No. I set the photo down. I won't hide. Not anymore. He has powerful friends. Had, I correct him. Past tense. A knock at the door. Another agent enters with fresh coffee and more files. The daughter's here. Celeste walks in, tall and composed in her college sweater. She hugs me tight before sitting down. Dad's lawyers called again, she tells Ross. They're pushing for a deal. Let them push. Ross opens a folder. We have enough to put him away for decades. My phone buzzes. A text from Rocky. Your mum's outside the building. Ignore her, Celeste says, reading over my shoulder. She tried calling me too. Wanted me to talk sense into you. Ross clears his throat. Let's focus on your statement. Start from the beginning. I tell them everything. The abuse, the gaslighting, the financial manipulation. How Maximus built his empire on lies and fraud, using my family's reputation to lure in victims. And this account? Ross points to a spreadsheet. The one he used to hide money from his investors? That was his insurance policy, Celeste explains. He bragged about it at dinner once. Thought I wasn't paying attention. Another knock. An agent whispers something to Ross, who nods. Your mother's demanding to see you, he tells me. Security's holding her in the lobby. Let her wait. I continue my statement, describing how Maximus laundered money through fake charities my parents proudly supported. Hours pass. My throat goes dry from talking. Finally, Ross sits back. This is more than enough, he says. The prosecution will be in touch about testimony schedules. In the lobby, Mom's still waiting. She looks smaller somehow, her designer outfit wrinkled from sitting too long. Serenity! She rushes forward. Please, you have to stop this. Hello, Mother. My voice stays steady. How's your anxiety? How can you be so cold? Your father's firm is being investigated because of this. Our reputation... Your reputation? I step closer. You mean the reputation you protected by calling me a liar? By choosing him over your own daughter? I didn't know. She grabs my arm. None of us knew what he was really doing. But you knew what he did to me. I gently remove her hand. And you chose not to believe it. Celeste appears beside me. Mom startles. She hadn't known about our connection. You too? Mom whispers. Me too. Celeste's voice is ice. I watched him destroy Serenity. Then I watched him try to destroy others. Not anymore. The family will never recover from this, Mom says. Good. I check my watch. The family needs to learn actions have consequences. Your father made his choice. I turn to leave, just like you did. Outside, the courthouse steps are crowded with reporters. They don't recognize me yet. That'll change soon enough. Celeste squeezes my hand before heading to her car. See you at the trial, she says. My phone buzzes. A text from Ellie. Mom's crying again. I hope you're satisfied. I am satisfied, but not in the way they think. This isn't about revenge anymore. It's about truth finally breaking through 10 years of lies. Rocky's waiting in his car around the corner. How'd it go? It's done. I buckle my seatbelt. The prosecutor says it's airtight. And your mom? Still trying to protect the family name. I laugh softly. She doesn't understand. I am protecting the family. From him, from themselves, from their own lies. What now? I think about the upcoming trial, about facing Maximus in court, about watching my family finally confront the truth they worked so hard to deny. Now? I smile. Now we watch justice do its work. My phone buzzes one last time. A message from Investigator Ross. Maximus took the deal. Full confession. You did it. I close my eyes, feeling 10 years of weight lift from my shoulders. They thought they'd silenced me. Instead, they taught me how to whisper truths that shatter empires. The courtroom feels smaller than I expected. Maximus sits at the defendant's table, expensive suit replaced by prison orange. He still tries to project confidence, but his shoulders slump when he sees me. My family fills the first 2 rows behind him. Mom dabbing her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. Dad staring straight ahead. Ellie and Sarah whispering to each other. Bailey studying his shoes. Rocky squeezes my hand. You've got this. The judge enters and we all rise. Maximus's lawyer drones through technical details about the plea agreement. Finally, the moment arrives. The court will now hear victim impact statements, the judge announces. I stand, smoothing my skirt. Maximus turns slightly, attempting his old charming smile. It falters when I meet his gaze. 10 years ago, I begin. I stood in this same courthouse filing for divorce. I had bruises hidden under my clothes and empty bank accounts in my name. Mom makes a small wounded sound. The man sitting there convinced everyone I was crazy, unstable, a gold digger. I keep my voice steady. He was very convincing. He had to be. His entire life was built on convincing people to trust him with their money, their futures, their truth. Maximus shifts uncomfortably, but here's what he didn't know about me. I pull out a small recorder, the same one I used to document his threats years ago. I learned from him. I learned how to gather evidence, how to build trust, how to wait for the perfect moment. His lawyer whispers something urgent. Maximus waves him off. Every charity event where he laundered money, I was watching. Every investor he defrauded, I documented. Every lie he told. I look at my family. I recorded. Sarah covers her mouth. Ellie's face goes pale. Some people don't see karma coming until it's in handcuffs, I continue. But I saw it building for 10 years. I watched him destroy lives, just like he tried to destroy mine. The only difference is, this time I had proof. Objection, Maximus's lawyer stands. This isn't relevant to... Overruled, the judge cuts in. Continue, Ms. Ward. The man sitting there isn't just a financial criminal. He's a master manipulator who turned families against each other, who convinced people to doubt their own eyes, their own hearts. I turned to face him directly. Who made my own mother call me a liar when I begged for help. Mom starts crying openly now. Dad puts his arm around her, but his face has lost its color. Your Honor, I say, the monetary damages are documented in evidence, but the real crime was teaching people to doubt their own truth, to choose money over love, power over family. Maximus finally speaks. Serenity, please. No. My voice cracks like a whip. You don't get to speak to me, not anymore. The judge gavels for order. I take a deep breath. I don't want revenge, I say finally. I want accountability. I want everyone in this room to understand that truth doesn't disappear just because you ignore it. It waits, it builds, it returns with interest. I sit down. Rocky wraps his arm around me as Celeste approaches the podium for her statement. My father, she begins, her voice clear and cold, taught me one valuable lesson: document everything. Maximus's face crumples as his daughter details his crimes. Behind him, my family seems to shrink with each revelation. When it's over, the judge delivers the sentence. 20 years, no possibility of early release, full restitution to victims. As bailiffs lead him away, Maximus tries one last time. I did it for all of us, for the family. No, I say, loud enough for everyone to hear. You did it for yourself, and now we're all paying your bill. Outside the courtroom, Mom approaches me hesitantly. You gave them that evidence file. You turned him in. Yes. All this time, you were... She trails off, lost. Building a case? I finish for her. Getting justice? Or maybe just proving I wasn't crazy after all. I'm so sorry, she whispers. Sorry doesn't fix it, Mom. I step back as my siblings approach. Sorry doesn't erase 10 years. Then what will? Sarah asks. Nothing. I take Rocky's hand. Some things break too completely to repair. We're still family, Dad says quietly. I look at them, really look at them. My mother's expensive clothes, now wrinkled from stress. My father's proud posture, finally cracked. My siblings' confused faces, still struggling to understand how their perfect world collapsed. No, I say gently. We're just people who share DNA. You taught me the difference. I walk away, leaving them with their shattered illusions. Behind me, I hear Ellie start to cry, hear Mom calling my name. But I don't look back. Some lessons cost everything to learn. This one cost them their golden son-in-law, their reputation, and their daughter. I'd say we're finally even. 1 week after the sentencing, I invite them all to my home. They arrive punctually, awkwardly clutching wine bottles and forced smiles. My living room, designed by me, built from the ground up after I lost everything, feels too small for all their guilt. Lovely place, Mom says, trying too hard. The colors are so... peaceful? I pour wine for everyone. That's what my clients say. I specialize in transforming toxic spaces. Bailey chokes slightly on his drink. Ellie studies her glass like it holds answers. Why did you invite us? Sarah finally asks. Closure. I sit down, Rocky steady beside me. And truth. We know the truth now, Dad says quietly. We saw it in court. No. I pull out my laptop. You saw the legal truth. Now you get to hear your truth. I press play. Mom's voice fills the room. You ungrateful little liar. After everything Maximus did for this family. Ellie's voice follows. She's always been jealous of successful people. always playing the victim. One by one, their past cruelties play out. Every recorded phone call, every text message, every public humiliation they inflicted. Sarah starts crying. "Turn it off." "No." I let their words continue. "You all need to hear this." Bailey stands up. "We get it, okay? We were wrong. Sit down." My voice doesn't rise, but he sits. "You don't get to run from this." The recordings keep playing. Dad's passive dismissals, Mom's angry accusations, my siblings' unified rejection. Finally, silence falls. "That's not even half of it," I say, closing my laptop. "But it's enough." "Why are you doing this?" Mom whispers. "Because sorry isn't enough." I lean forward. "Because you all need to understand exactly what you did." "We believed him," Ellie says. "We were wrong, but we..." "No." I cut her off. "You chose him. There's a difference." I stand up and walk to my office, returning with a thick file. "This is what I gave the FBI," I tell them. 10 years of evidence, but look at the dates. Dad takes the file, flips through it. His hands start shaking. "The fraud started before your divorce," he realizes. "Yes." I watch their faces. "Which means when I told you about the missing money, the secret accounts, I was telling the truth then too." Sarah makes a small, broken sound. "But you didn't even consider that, did you?" I continue. "It was easier to believe I was crazy, jealous, bitter." "We didn't know," Mom starts. "You didn't want to know." I take the file back. "Your country club reputation was more important than your daughter's bruises." "Please," Bailey tries. "We want to make this right." "Make it right?" I laugh softly. "Can you give me back 10 years of holidays alone? Can you erase the nights I cried myself to sleep? Can you undo telling everyone in town I was a mentally unstable gold digger?" Silence answers me. "I didn't invite you here for reconciliation," I tell them. "I invited you here so you'd understand exactly what you're apologizing for." "What do you want from us?" Dad asks. "Nothing." I stand up. "I want you to live with what you did. I want you to feel the weight of it every time you see me succeed without you. Every time you realize I built this life despite you, not because of you." "We're still family," Mom pleads. "No." I walk to the door. Family believes each other. Family protects each other. Family doesn't choose an abuser over their own blood. One by one, they file out. Sarah tries to hug me. I step back. Ellie can't meet my eyes. Bailey mumbles another apology. Dad hesitates at the door. "For what it's worth," he says, "I'm proud of how strong you've become." "I became strong because you made me," I reply. "Now leave." Mom is last. "Will we ever see you again?" "Maybe." I look at her directly. "But not as your daughter. That person died the night you chose him." After they're gone, Rocky holds me while I finally let myself cry. Not for them, for the girl I used to be, who believed family meant unconditional love. My phone buzzes. A text from Celeste. "Did you do it?" "Yes," I reply. "It's done." "Feel better?" I think about their faces as they heard their own cruel words, about the weight lifting from my shoulders as I finally spoke my complete truth. "I feel free," I text back. Sometimes the best revenge isn't making people suffer. It's making them face exactly who they are. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do isn't forgive, but accept that some relationships deserve to end. I curl into Rocky's arms, listening to the quiet of my peaceful home. Tomorrow, I'll transform another client's space from chaos to calm. But tonight, I finally transformed my past from an open wound into a closed chapter. The morning sun warms my garden as I tend to my roses. Each bloom represents a small victory, life springing from soil I thought was dead. Rocky brings out coffee, settling into the chair beside me. "Mail came," he says, handing me an envelope. Inside is a small painting from Celeste, an abstract piece in deep blues and golds. The card reads, Thank you for teaching me strength has many forms. Love, C. My phone buzzes. A news alert. Investment firm scandal. Additional arrests made. I smile, knowing more of Maximus's corrupt associates are facing justice. You never told me, Rocky says, reading over my shoulder. Was it worth it? All those years of waiting? Before I can answer, my doorbell rings. Through the security camera, I see Sarah standing alone. No designer bag this time, just simple clothes and tired eyes. 2 minutes, I tell her through the intercom. She doesn't try to hug me this time. I've been in therapy, she says without preamble, really trying to understand why I did what I did. And? I was scared. She twists her hands. Scared of losing status. Scared of admitting our family wasn't perfect. Scared of the truth? Yeah. She looks around my garden. Your roses are beautiful. They grow better without poison in the soil. She winces at the metaphor. Mom asks about you. Every Sunday dinner she sets a place. Old habits die hard. No, I mean, Sarah sighs. She sets it and tells stories about how you were right, about everything, every time. I deadhead a spent bloom. Guilt's funny that way. Ellie left Tom, she continues, said she finally recognized the signs you tried to warn her about. That makes me look up. Ellie's husband had always reminded me of Maximus. Bailey's in therapy too, Sarah adds. Dad, he's different, quieter. He keeps your newspaper clippings, the ones about your design business. Why are you telling me this? Because you deserve to know you changed us, broke us maybe, but we needed breaking. My phone buzzes again. A text from Investigator Ross. Last conspirator just took a plea deal. It's really over. Sarah sees the message. You did it. You really brought down his whole empire. No. I stand up, brushing dirt from my knees. He brought himself down. I just showed everyone the truth they refused to see. I should go. She turns, then stops. For what it's worth, I'm proud to be your sister, even if I don't deserve to be. After she leaves, Rocky brings me fresh coffee. You okay? Better than okay. I touch a rose petal. I thought revenge would taste sweeter. But this is better. Watching them face themselves, watching them change. My phone rings. Celeste. Dad tried to send me a letter from prison. I sent it back unopened. Good for you. I learned from the best. She pauses. Hey, want to get lunch? I'm presenting my art portfolio nearby. I'd love that. After we hang up, Rocky helps me with the roses. You never answered my question, he reminds me. Was it worth it? I look around my garden, my home, my life built from ashes. Think about Sarah's visit, about Celeste's strength, about my family finally facing their truths. Revenge wasn't the point, I tell him. Justice was. Truth was. And now? Now I have peace. I smile. Real peace. Not the fake kind that comes from swallowing lies. My security camera pings. Mom's at the front gate, but she doesn't ring the bell. She just looks at my garden, touches the gate once, then leaves. She's learning. They all are. Sometimes, I tell Rocky, the best revenge is living well enough to show them exactly what they threw away. He kisses my forehead. And sometimes the strongest chains are the ones we choose to break. I pick up Celeste's painting, admiring how the colors blend and separate, like truth emerging from lies. My phone shows missed calls from Ellie, Bailey, Dad, all learning to live with consequences, all understanding that some bridges burn for a reason. The morning sun warms my roses, my truth, my peace. I didn't get a happy ending with my family. I got something better. I got freedom. Freedom from lies, from manipulation, from the obligation to forgive the unforgivable. They taught me that blood isn't always thicker than water. Sometimes it's just the color of wounds that needed to bleed to heal. I pick a perfect rose, place it in a vase beside Celeste's painting. Some things break to become more beautiful. Some families shatter to set their members free. And sometimes the quietest revenge is simply growing flowers in the dirt where they buried you.